It's common knowledge that a colossal asteroid hit Earth millions of years ago, causing the demise of the dinosaurs. But what if we told you that researchers have pieced together a new, detailed timeline of the event, providing a deeper understanding? Not only that, but they believe they've traced the asteroid's origin as well. So what really happened? Are we in danger of another cosmic collision? And if so, could we survive it? Recently, NASA astronomers have made a startling discovery that might shock you. Get ready to relive the catastrophe that nearly wiped out all life on our planet. The Chicxulub asteroid is believed to have originated from the asteroid belt between Mars and Jupiter. Its impact on the shallow waters of the Gulf of Mexico 65 million years ago was just the beginning. It was followed by a barrage of disasters, including falling rocks, raging wildfires, and devastating tsunamis that swept across distant coastlines. The new timeline of this day of utter chaos, published in the Proceedings of the National Academy of Sciences, was created using cutting-edge technology such as high-resolution photography, computed tomography imaging, and magnetic measurements of sedimentary rock from Chicxulub, one of the largest impact craters on Earth. It's a chilling reminder of how it all started. Let's take you back in time, 65 million years ago, when the mighty dinosaurs roamed the Earth. Imagine you're in North America, gazing up at the sky on a clear night, and in the distance, you spot what appears to be a brilliant star. But if you keep your eyes on this curious light for an hour or two, you'll notice it growing brighter, yet barely moving. What you're witnessing isn't a star, but a colossal asteroid measuring anywhere from 11 to 80 kilometers in width, hurtling straight towards our planet at a staggering speed of 72,420 kilometers an hour. Within hours, the asteroid plummets through the Earth's atmosphere, heading straight for what is now the Yucatan Peninsula, and the impact is cataclysmic. At that speed, the asteroid's impact creates an explosion equivalent to billions of tons of TNT, releasing a shockwave that sends tremors across the globe. As the asteroid enters the Earth's atmosphere, it tears through the air with such ferocity that it creates the loudest sound ever heard on the planet. This deafening sonic boom would have shattered eardrums across continents. The dinosaurs already living in a world of danger would have been terrified, and in all directions they would have been running for their lives, with no idea what was about to hit them. Unfortunately, the asteroid's impact would have been catastrophic for any animal within sight, as they would have been vaporized in a matter of minutes. In fact, with the exception of sea turtles and crocodiles, no four-legged animal weighing more than 25 kilograms would have survived. After all, it seems that Darwin was right. It's the survival of the one willing to adapt, not the strongest. The mountainside Chicxulub asteroid's impact on our planet was akin to throwing a boulder into a puddle, penetrating the entire 60 miles of the atmosphere in just 3 seconds. The devastation that followed would change the course of Earth's history forever. So, what were the chain of events that followed? When this asteroid hurtled towards the Earth at a speed of 72,000 kilometers an hour, it unleashed a cataclysmic chain of events. As it pierced the atmosphere, the air around it compressed so intensely that it became superheated, vaporizing much of the sea that covered the Yucatan Peninsula. When the asteroid hit the bedrock, it exerted so much pressure on the Earth that soil and rock behaved like fluids, creating an enormous cavity that rebounded, rising at over 1,600 kilometers per hour and higher than Mount Everest. To put that in perspective, it rose to the height of Everest in less than 5 seconds. The first wall of Earth gouged outward at the moment of impact was more than 32 kilometers high, while the delayed vertical splash that followed almost breached the Earth's mantle. Within minutes, the mountain of debris that had been created collapsed, leaving behind only a small peak ring. At the same moment, the kinetic energy of a 7.5 billion ton rock, traveling at 16 kilometers per second, was converted into searing heat that delivered more energy than 1 billion Hiroshima atomic bombs. It's difficult to even comprehend the incredible power that was unleashed upon impact, and the level of devastation it caused. This asteroid brought with it a catastrophic chain reaction of events that redefined the course of history. The sheer force of impact was so immense that the energy transferred to the soil, rock, and air created a blast wave of pressure that expanded outwards at over 1,600 kilometers an hour. The heat generated was hotter than the surface of the sun, ionizing the air and creating a fireball of plasma at hypersonic speeds. This blast wave would have vaporized anyone standing in Texas. made deaf those in New York, and shattered the windows in Buenos Aires. The impact of the Chicxulub impactor was so profound that the entire planet shook like a bell. With waves in the Earth's crust radiating away from the impact zone at 4 kilometers per second, these waves triggered fault-slipping earthquakes across the continents. And if you were on the other side of the world, you'd feel the ground shaking 30 minutes after the impact. The tsunami triggered by the impact was equally devastating, with waves as high as skyscrapers hitting Gulf coastlines within the hour. These waves slammed into what is now Mexico and the southern United States, flooding tens of miles inland and temporarily reversing the flow of rivers. The eastern coast of the United States was hit with walls of water as high as 600 feet, and 6 hours after the impact, these waves reached Europe, Africa, and the Mediterranean coasts. Within 15 hours of impact, waves had arrived on every coastline on the planet, sweeping away anything in their path and sucking it back to the sea when the waters finally retreated. When the asteroid struck, it launched 25 trillion tons of Earth on ballistic trajectories, with some rocks exceeding Earth's escape velocity. These glass chunks, known as tektites, rained down on the planet at lethal speeds ranging from 160 to 320 kilometers an hour. The combined heat of these tektites emitting thermal radiation set fires across the planet, heating the planet to the equivalent of an oven set to broil. Most of the world's trees burned, but some bird species survived as they nested on the ground. Smaller land animals like small mammals, snakes, and lizards were able to burrow to escape the heat, while crocodiles and turtles took refuge in the water. The world as it was known was forever changed, and the dinosaurs were just one of the many species that fell victim to the aftermath of the asteroid impact. The fate of the dinosaurs was sealed even if they were on the other side of the world when the Chicxulub came crashing down. And if the initial heat blast wasn't enough, this monstrous asteroid hit an area rich in oil and sulfur, leading to a catastrophic chain of events. The impact sent a colossal cloud of vaporized sulfur and 30,000 quadrillion gallons of water into the atmosphere, turning it into massive storm clouds that rained down as acid. But was this the end of the story? The Chicxulub impactor also vaporized and explosively ejected 150 football stadiums worth of oil from the Yucatan bedrock, creating a black layer of soot that covered the Earth like a coat of black paint. This soot layer remained in the atmosphere, reducing the amount of sunlight that reached the Earth's surface by a staggering 90% for 2 to 3 years. The initial fiery inferno was replaced by a deep and long-lasting freeze, as global temperatures plummeted by almost 50 degrees C. Even places that were once tropical during that time like Madagascar, India, and Indonesia couldn't escape the deep freeze. As evaporation ceased, rainfall dropped by a stunning 80%, causing nearly every spot on the Earth outside of those tropical islands to turn into a barren desert. It's hard to imagine the scale of destruction brought by this cosmic disaster. The question is, with the threat of an asteroid impact looming in the shadows, the fate of humanity could be hanging in the balance. Will we be ready to face this kind of cosmic challenge? Or will we be caught off guard like the dinosaurs were with no chance to survive? What do you think? We hope you enjoyed the video, and thanks for watching.